Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for our webinar today, 6 Tactics to Make Your Email List Pop. My name is Jill, and I'm the Training and Education Manager here at VerticalResponse. And today we have a special guest doing our webinar. His name is Rishi Shah from Digioh. He is the CEO and co-founder, and he's going to take us through some tips on how to build your email list. Hi, Rishi.
Hey Jill, how you doing?
Great. Digioh is one of our partners that's found on our integrations page. So this is something you can use in conjunction with your Vertical Response account. And I have the URL up there if you want to go take a look at it. There's a variety of things that you can do with your VR account besides just sending out emails and doing social posts. So you might want to take a look at that. So before I hand this over to Rishi, our webinar today is going to be about 30 minutes long. At the end, there will be time for Q&A, as we always have time for Q&A. So if you think of any questions along the way, go ahead and type those into the box that you see in your GoToWebinar window, and we'll be happy to answer those questions at the end of the webinar. One of the questions we get every single time we do a webinar is this being recorded? And we are recording the webinar. We will put this up on the help site hopefully later today. If not today, I will get it up tomorrow. And it'll also be up on our YouTube channel as well. So you can take a look at all the great tips that Rishi is going to be sharing with us today. So with that, I am going to hand all the controls over to Rishi.
Awesome. Jill, thank you so much for that great introduction. Hey everybody, I'm Rishi Shah. I'm so excited about this. We've been a Vertical Response partner for about 3 years now, and it's been extremely exciting. I'm going to be going over some actual tips that we use with our current clients. We're constantly making new case studies, and we're looking at things that actually make people's list grow. So these are specific tactics that I've seen work, and I've actually used myself to grow my own list. So this is going to be extremely fun, fast-paced webinar. It's going to be extremely exciting. So hold on to your seats. It's being recorded, like Jill said. Ask me any questions at any time inside that question box in GoToWebinar. I will be answering all of them. I'll also be giving you my email address and contact information afterwards, so we can always go through things later on as well. So I'm really excited about today, and thank you for joining me on this morning. I know how busy all of you guys are, so I just appreciate you guys spending some time with me. So 6 tactics that will make your email list explode. I know it says pop in the title, but we said explode because we're going to show you something that I've grown. A little bit of background and why you should listen to me. I've been a marketer for about 15 years, and I feel like it's been my entire life, constantly promoting and selling products and marketing them to people. Before I started Digioh, I started a company called Flying Cart, where it was an easy shopping cart solution helping small business owners sell products on the web. We scaled that to about 10,000 e-commerce stores. And the one thing we noticed time and time again for selling products on the web is grow your email list. We saw that people that had their biggest email list sold the most products. That's why then we started Digioh. It's a company for marketers, for small business owners, to help them grow their email list. To date, we helped over 8,000 customers collect 4 million plus leads. It's been an amazing journey so far with Digioh. And then on the side, I write in Business Week Entrepreneur, a lot of other publications about just web marketing principles, tips, philosophies, and that's my own personal blog where I'm just obsessed with stuff. So, and I'm going to be going over some stuff. We have a jam-packed agenda today. We're going to cover everything very quickly. First, I'm going to be talking about we're always studying what top sites like Amazon are doing, and what they're doing to increase conversions and how you can kind of leverage that for your own business. 2, a lot of us go to conferences to build our list. I'm going to talk about kind of how I struck out at conferences at first when I was first starting out and how I tripled my conversion rate at conferences really quickly. 3, I'm going to talk about how 63 cups of coffee turn into $200K in additional revenue. This is a really interesting tactic that we discovered that's been working really well. And then 4, the biggest thing is how do we 3x our leads on our own websites? Most websites, you just have a contact us form. We're going to show you how to make it a little bit more engaging by asking questions to get more leads. It's a very effective tactic that I've seen used on a lot of different sites, and I'm going to show you how you can do that today. But before I get started into this agenda, I want to talk about my overall marketing philosophy, and it boils down to 2 words. That's it, just 2 words: sound amazing. So how do big companies sound amazing? And this is very, very simple. They just tell people what they want to hear. It's really easy. They literally are just telling you exactly what you want to hear, and that's what's persuading you to purchase their product or service. So just some overall examples that are really fun. The Subway, whenever you go to the next Subway restaurant, they don't call the guy behind the counter making your sandwich, a fast food rep. They call it a sandwich artist. This person is crafting the perfect sandwich for you. They're creating, an art. It's an amazing philosophy that they're doing, amazing persuasion tactic. About 10 years ago, this company called Geek Squad, they branded themselves as geeks. Someone that you want working on your computer isn't actually, someone that looks like Fabio here on the left. You actually want, a nerdy geek using your computer. This branding works so well that they actually sold for $100 million to Best Buy. And, it makes sense. You want a geek showing up at your door to fix your computer. Back in the 80s, Stephen Urkel, kind of a big dork, he was using a small car. And so this was a big problem. The small car was branded with being kind of something a loser would actually purchase. But then later on, the smart car came around and they branded themselves as a smart car. It's a smart choice. So they're telling you what you want to hear. In this case, for example, you don't want to, a small vehicle. You actually want to feel smart about yourself and making a smart decision. Another amazing example, one of the fastest growing infomercials to date is P90X. What's funny is they don't call their website P90X.com, they call it Beachbody. And if during summertime right before, everyone is just looking to get that beach body. So again, they're just telling you what they want to hear. You buy this and you achieve that beach body that you're already thinking about before summertime hits. And their URL is, beachbody.com. I thought this was really great. This tactic worked so well, it even worked on me. I even knew what was happening here, and it still worked on me. I bought P90X. Unfortunately, it's still in my closet unused, but it definitely worked on me. So these are all great tactics of how big companies have been using, telling people what they want to hear. And now I'm going to show you, how can you sound amazing, and you use the exact same formula. You just tell people what they want to hear. So if your business is selling one thing, just tell people what they want to achieve, when they buy your product or service. So one thing, I know this might sound a little sketchy to you at first, but one thing that you want to notice is that when someone comes to your door, comes to call you, when you're on a call with someone, they're looking for a solution. They want to believe in your company. They want to know that you can help increase their business. They want to know you can help them save money. Whatever your purpose or mission is in your business, that is what they want to do. They want to believe that you can help solve all their problems. So just tell them that, and that is what your business does. So just tell them exactly what they want to hear. So let's get this agenda rolling now at this point. I'm ready to get started. So just if there's one thing I want you to take away from my philosophy is, get into the mind of the customer, figure out what their needs are, and then just repurpose that and give it back to them. And that's worked really well for a lot of our customers. All right, so we're ready to get the main agenda rolling here. I'm going to show you a few things that I've noticed that make Amazon.com high converting. It's really cool. It's super high converting. There's a few tactics. So first of all, have you guys ever purchased anything from Amazon? I mean, I purchase pretty much something on Amazon every week. If you have a baby, I'm sure you purchase on it every day. So most people have probably purchased something on Amazon. So one thing they just rolled out, which I thought was really interesting on Amazon about 2 weeks ago, this is an actual screenshot that I just noticed, and it's called the sticky header. So if you have long sales copy on your page, one thing they do extremely well is they keep this add to cart button front and center. So when you scroll up or down on the page, they keep this add to cart button always visible on the page. So if you're looking at the description, if you're looking at they keep the main call to action at the top. So that way, even if you're reading this product description right here below the fold, you can still click add to cart. It's always visible, always in view of what the actual goal, which is to purchase the product on Amazon.com. So one thing that I took out of this is always keep the main thing that you want the person to do front and center, so they never have to look for it. Here's another one for high growth. Vice.com is a really fast growing blog. One thing they do is they use this thing called the sticky footer. And they have it at the bottom. Their main goal is to collect email addresses. And so it's not annoying. It's not in your face. It's right at the bottom. Subscribe to the Vice News Daily Newsletter. And it's right there, front and center at the bottom. When you scroll up or down, it stays on the page. So in this case, it's called a sticky footer. So that's been really exciting to see. Now, one thing Amazon does time and time again that I think is incredible is they answer the question that you have in your head before you even ask it. So in some very kind of technical products or something that has a lot of questions, they actually have a question answer section. And I thought this was amazing. I'm always asking, whenever I buy something, there's always a question like, oh, will this work for my baby? Will this work for my needs? And someone always asks a question that's always answered here, and that makes me want to actually purchase a product. Then it's actually a conversion tactic that they're using here, and people think that it's just a forum, but it's actually a very good persuasion conversion tactic to answer the questions that they're already thinking in their head, so it gets them to the goal of purchasing the product faster. All right. Now, we're going through this pretty quickly, guys, so don't worry, it's getting recorded. Feel free to sit back. No need to take notes. Sit back and relax. If you have questions, please ask them. I would love it if you guys ask questions, and I would love to answer them towards the end of this presentation. All right, number 2, how to triple conversions at conferences. So there's a lot of industry conferences. Conferences are a great place to get leads, especially qualified leads. If they're paying $1,000, $2,000, flying in from a different city to go to attend a conference, especially in your industry, it's a great place to pick up leads. Now, I knew this. Everybody knows this on the call. What they don't tell you is when you go to a conference, and you have a booth, you spent like, $5,000, $10,000 for a booth, what you can actually do to get those leads. And so when I went to my first conference, I spent about, I think $5,000, and I had to travel there, so that was another $1,000. And I didn't really know what to do. I had a booth. I just stood there. I thought people would actually approach me. I thought they would actually approach me and be like, hey, you know what? They'll look at my booth, they'll look at my demo, they'll look at my signs, and they would approach me and ask me questions. But that doesn't happen. And I think there's a few reasons that doesn't happen. It's because there's a million other booths there as well. And people, they're actually, most of the people at the conference are actually there to attend the seminars. They're not there to talk to, some sales guy behind a booth. So you have to be very proactive. So don't just stand there is the biggest thing. Now, the second thing, so at my first conference, I really believed that people would look at me and sign up. I honestly got only 3 business cards. I think it was a 2 or 3 day conference. And the 3 business cards that I got were actually from other sales reps. Those people that didn't even buy a booth, they were just going around trying to sell it to other people. So that was a complete disaster failure. So then I actually, I seek some help. I was like, I know these conferences work. People talk about conferences all the time. What can I do to actually make conferences work for me? So I actually hired a coach for this, and the coach said, what you're doing wrong is you need to start approaching them. And so what we did was, I went to a marketing conference. I sell marketing software, so I went to a marketing conference. And what I did was every single person, and I mean every single person, even the guy taking out the trash, I would even talk to him. Every single person that passed by my booth, I would say one simple question to everyone that walked past me. I would say, hey, are you a marketer? So this was so effective. So my coach said, my coach was like, hey, Rishi, you just need to ask something to prompt a response so then you have your foot in the door. So I was at a marketing conference. Obviously, everyone is some sort of marketer, right? If you're at a marketing conference, you're definitely going to be You're definitely going to be a marketer. So first, I was like, I got 2 types of responses. I said, hey, are you a marketer? And they would respond, yes, I am. This was like 90% of the replies. Yes, I am. How did you know? Boom! I had a great conversation going. I was like, oh, well, what type of marketing do you do? I was like, oh, I can tell. It was an awesome way to get my foot in the door. It's extremely effective. Now, the second type, the other 10% was, yeah, I'm at a marketing conference, duh, right? And even this reply was amazing. They're like, duh, of course I am. I'm at a marketing conference. And even that got my foot in the door, got me talking to them. People have, when people are walking, they don't want to really talk to you. But if you just ask them a question that, deserves a reply, you're going to get your conversation going. So how can this work for you? It's really simple. I was at a marketing conference, so I said, how are you? Hey, are you a marketer? If you're at a dental conference, you could say, hey, are you a dentist? Hey, do you work in the dental industry? It's a very simple, just ask a question and you will get a reply. And then you can kind of go into like, hey, well, what do you do? Well, maybe my product can fit your needs. So it isn't what you actually say. It is just to say something to get a reply so that you can start a conversation. It's a very effective, proven tactic. All right, so number 3, And I hope you guys are really enjoying this. I hope you guys are enjoying this as much as I am. So please ask me any questions. I'm down to chat as well. So how 63 free cups of coffee turned into 200K in new revenue. So I would be paying for the cups of coffee, by the way. So that's 3 times like $3, but I turned that into 200K in new revenue. So how did I do that? So if they didn't buy on the spot, so if I was at the conference or if I'm over the phone, they didn't buy on the spot, they need to talk to their decision makers or they need to leave, I would say this: before you go to do whatever you got to do, go to the seminar or whatever, we're doing a very cheesy raffle. Say the word cheesy, where everybody wins. Every single person wins. And I would say, hey, do you like Starbucks? Right? We are offering a free $5 Starbucks gift card. Remember, everybody wins. So pretty much what I'm telling them here is like, fill out this form, and you're going to get $5. So in order to enter the raffle, they have to enter their name, work email, and I made it very specific. That has to be work email. So I could figure out their, so it's like Jim at, mycompany.website.com, and their phone number. The phone number was key. Now the thing about this form is that like everybody was, you're giving them $5. You're incentivizing them for this information. So, we would do like, $5 Starbucks gift card. We actually used a tablet so we can electronically, people like holding iPads. It's a very sexy thing to have actually when you're holding it. So people like actually, being able to gravitate towards actually signing it up. So this was huge. This is how I got these 63 leads. I went from 3 leads, to 63 leads because everybody wants to win $5. And I think they're going to get $5 if they fill this out. And for you, this is great because you have their name, their work email. Their work email gives you so much information. You can see, you can learn all about their business this way, and then their actual phone number. Now, if you want to be even more aggressive, you can say cell phone number. So then what you have to do, so it's not done yet. So you got the 63 leads. It's not done yet. You still haven't collected the 200K in revenue. The next step is you wait 4 days after the conference or whatever you did to get that lead. You wait 4 days. Because everyone's always in like a crazy catch-up mode. You wait 4 days, and because you contact them. You can call them, or you can email them, or what I like to do is I actually like to do both. I first do a phone call. Hey, it was great seeing you. Let's catch up, and then you send them an email saying you also left a voicemail. So then you also, this is the exact email that I would use to send. Subject: your Starbucks gift card. It's a very simple thing. It's going to be opened if you're going to say the word your. And the body is, what email address should I send the Starbucks gift card to? Because maybe they want to send to their personal account. They don't want to send to their work account. And this also prompts them to reply back to you. If you just send the Starbucks gift card, it's kind of gone. You don't have a meeting. So you want to do it too. You first send them an email so you can get a reply back from them. And number 2, also, it was really nice meeting you. Would love to catch up on the phone. Are you around tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time? Now, there's a multiple things going on here. They have to reply back to get the Starbucks gift card, number 1. Number 2, you're already setting the tone that you want to talk, and you're trying to be like, hey, I'm around tomorrow. Is there a better time that and you can always end this with, is there a better date and time that works for you? So they pretty much have to reply back if they want the Starbucks gift card. So here was the results from that. I got 85 people to fill this out, 63 correspondents with me afterwards. So, there's a little bit of drop off. Some people, their email bounced, for example, or they just didn't reply back. 32 out of the 63, 32 did book meetings. Now there was a little drop off here, right? And that was because, they were like, no, I don't have time, or maybe it dropped off my calendar somehow. They rebooked. But I got 32 book meetings out of that, which is pretty incredible. And I think I closed a few deals, and that led to 200K in new sales from this raffle. So this conference became extremely worth it. I think we paid like a little over maybe 5 to 10K, and we 10x that return on investment. Now, don't rely. This is the biggest mistake. Don't rely on being spontaneous or charismatic. Do not do that. If you do that, you will fail. Mainly because these conferences, these things that you go to, they're exhausting. They're full-day events. You're traveled. You're jet-lagged. It's exhausting. So make sure you have a system. Hold the iPad so it's like an immediate reply. It's like, look, I have this. Some people have asked me, like, oh, what's this raffle thing about? After the end of the conversation, they'd be like, oh, well, tell me a little bit more about this raffle thing. It wasn't even up to me being spontaneous or salesy to have to get them to enter their information in. So make sure you set up a system. That's extremely important. All right. Last part of the agenda. I told you we're going to be really quick. I have so much more to show you here, but this is my favorite thing. I've never seen something so effective work so well for our clients. So first I'm going to go over the philosophy of it, then I'll go through a brief demo of kind of a little bit what we do as well. So how we got 3x more leads on our clients' websites by asking questions. The one thing we learn time and time again, the one thing we learn over and over again, people don't buy when they have questions that are unanswered. No one buy, like you buy a car, you're going to ask a million questions. Like, okay, well, what's the warranty? There's always a question before a purchase is met, no matter what. No one's going to buy your product service without asking you a few questions first. So for example, think about the last time you purchased something, a car, sign up for a service like a gym, even a gym, right? Like let's say it's a $20 gym membership. What's one question that comes to mind? Well, how do I get out of this? What's the cancellation policy? Do you guys have a sauna? There's always, people are always looking at other options. What else is possible? Even when you hire professional service, like a doctor, right? Like, do you cover my insurance? Specifically for online purchases on a new website, that's not like doesn't have a strong brand. Is what's the free shipping policy? In almost all, I don't know a single purchase, but I haven't questioned it just a little bit. So the thing with questions is that, I used to have it wrong where I thought a question was kind of a bad thing. But if your average price value for your product or service online is at least over $200, you want people asking a question because that starts a conversation, and that conversation usually ends up in a sale. So, you want people to ask questions on your site. You want people to email you. You want people to contact you so that you can answer their questions and then close the deal either over the phone or over email. And questions means that the customer is paying attention. So here's a client of ours. He was a lawyer site, very little traffic. And the thing, what we found out with him, we tried all sorts of stuff. And then we launched this thing called the QA widget on his site. So this is actually my product, Digioh, and we would detect how many seconds they stayed on this page. So once it hit over 5 seconds, we would pop open this widget right here. It'd be a picture of the lawyer, and it says, "Hi, I'm Lisa Sorelli." That's actually him. Do you have any questions about a recent accident or injury? Now, this one is really interesting because we are probing for a question. We're saying the question is loaded with a question for them to ask. Do you have any questions about a recent accident or injury? So we tried all sorts of stuff. We tried like a free e-brochure. We tried all sorts, but we realized at the end of the day, when someone's coming to their site, it's usually a loved one of theirs that has already been in an accident or injury, and they're just looking to see if they have a case. Do they have a case? Like, maybe someone hit them, and if they just want to see, like, hey, do I have a case here? And this has been, generating 10x more leads for them across the board. No one was going to his contact us page. They would just go to the site. They would try to call him. When you called him, it would actually go to his answering service, which actually had a lot of lead drop off, and this really helped. So here's a kind of zoomed out version. What's cool about this QA widget, we made it look like he's typing this out for the first 3 seconds, and that's what made it more interactive, more engaging. All right, so here are some real examples of what customers did to increase their numbers. This is specifically for the QA widget. Now, here's one thing that's interesting. So, this is a customer. They're one of the biggest magic stores in the UK online. And so what we realized with him was only when you go to a specific product page would we pop this open and show you a light box that says, hey, and it's only after on a timer. And it says, hey, can I help you out with this metric? Do you have any questions about the specific metric trick? Now, here's another light box. Now, in some cases, they don't want to ask the question. They just want to prompt like a demo sign up. So what we did here was, this guy is a app development studio. And what we did was after 3 seconds, or I think maybe in this case it was 7 seconds, and they've had at least over 2 page views, we popped this open and we asked them to enter in their, schedule a call with the main guy. Here's another one we did. This is Digioh powered. This is Pure Minerals. They're a really big e-commerce site selling makeup. And what we did was they didn't want to do a light box takeover. They just wanted something at the bottom that pops open after a certain amount of times, only on new visitors. Sign up for exclusive offers, enter the emails. And because it's so prominent on the page, we were able to 10x their leads just because it's so prominent. It can't really get moved unless you X out of it. So what is Digioh? So that's the end of my agenda. I just kind of briefly, maybe in the next 6 minutes, show you a quick demo of what Digioh is, what we do, what our partnership with Vertical Response is like. So Digioh is a conversion platform to help you get more leads on your website. So everything I talked about, what Amazon does, we're trying to take every single optimization tactic that we see from bigger sites and kind of leveling the playing field and giving it to small business owners. So we help people get more leads, more phone calls, and more conversions. My co-founder, my business partner, calls this bada bing, bada bang, bada boom. So we can hit every single vertical. We talk to you, we figure out what will help you grow your business, and that's how we kind of add our light boxes to your site. So we give the full conversion platform. So sticky footer, sidebar, light box. I'm going to show you how to use all this in 2 minutes here. But this is the other thing that you get. Once someone signs up on your site, this is the email receipt that you're going to see. So for example, you see okay, here's their email. Here's the city, region, and country they live in. So we'll tell you exactly where they're located. Someone fills out one of your emails, one of your forms on your site with Digioh. We'll tell you exactly in real time where they are located. Then we tell you how they entered your website. So for example, if they came from Facebook, if they came from Google, if they came from a partner site, if they came from your other sister sites, if they came from Yelp, we'll tell you exactly where they came from. Now, what's interesting about this one analytics field is that what we can do is you can figure out what is your best conversion point. You can hone in on that. We had a customer that was spending about $20,000 a month on AdWords, and they found out that 80% of the deals they were closing were actually coming from Yelp. So they actually cut down their ad spend and they increased their Yelp reviews. They really focused on that. So then we tell you kind of where they landed, like the first page they saw. This could be like your services page or your About Us page, and then we'll tell you where they actually signed up. So this is a great intel for you to figure out, okay, well, maybe I should double down on my ad spend. Maybe I should double down on my partnership. So it's really good insights. What location are people coming in from? It's really good stuff. All right, so I want to show you the product a little bit. I have a quick demo lined up here for you guys. So every single account comes with all of these themes. So you can do like a free guide widget, enter your name and email and get your guide. You can do, we can target based on location and like target an event or a coupon code, like a free shipping if they're based in the US. We actually can monitor mouse movements. So when they leave the page, you can be like, wait, don't leave yet. You missed out on our top 2 products, or we have a 10% off coupon code for you if you leave. So you can drive increase in Facebook likes. We can do schedule free consultations. We have sticky footers. We have contest drivers. That's huge for driving email engagement. We can do sales, and the list is endless. We have so many themes that you can pick and choose from. You can do a click to call button on mobile. Here's the QA widget I was talking about. But all of this is available to you in quickly and very easily what you can do with it. And so when I do pick a theme, I'm going to show you how easy it is to customize. So for example, everything is drag and drop, literally everything. So I'm going to show you. So I can literally drag and drop this button. I can customize this with just a few clicks. Hey, what's up? Here's your coupon code. So every single theme that I just showed you is just as customizable. You can add more fields to this. You can do like add a name field. You can turn it on and off. You can make the inputs bigger and smaller like that. You can move this button. You can change the text. You can change the hover. Sign up. We can make that taller or bigger. We can make it smaller. So all of this stuff is very easy to customize. And then I'm going to show you kind of what the 2 options are. We have 2 types of widgets. The first one is a light box, and this is where the page goes black, and you're going to see that in a second here. And there's only 2 options here. Option 1 is to sign up, and option 2 is to close out of this thing. And that's what makes these light boxes so effective. This is why you see them everywhere. It's because they're extremely effective. We see an up to 10% conversion rate. Now, if you are offering a coupon code, sometimes it can be up to 50% based on the headline or the deal. The other option is the sidebar. And remember, I actually haven't designed this yet, so please, I apologize for my design skills here. But when someone does sign up, we actually have our designer actually go in and actually design something based on your site. So that comes with our pricing. So let me show you the sidebar. And this is what the sidebar looks like. It's a little different from the Lightbox because it comes in from the side. So it doesn't take over the entire page, it just comes in from the side. And you can manipulate this to actually be positioned anywhere on the page. And it's really simple. It's just a few drag and drops, the positioning, and you can fix the position. And then you can also, all the effects that were available in PowerPoint, we added into here as well. And then last but not least, I'd like to show you the conditions. And this is kind of the last part of the demo that I wanted to show you, is you can really easily target people on your site. So for example, you can be like, hey, I only want to show the Lightbox on a specific page. So we just say product 1 page. And this is based on the URL. So we're only going to show this Lightbox on this product page. Now, most of our customers have at least 3 to 5 Lightboxes because they're targeting a specific page or a specific action. Another thing you can do really quickly is you can do total time seconds. I'm going to pop it open after 3 seconds. And I'm going to add another rule that says, look, I'm only going to show this up on a desktop. I'm not going to show it up on mobile. And then another cool rule that you can do is based on where they're located. So we're going to only do United States in this case, but you can do any other country as well. And that's based on their, this is real time. We collect their IP address and in real time show where they're located. So we have so many other things that you can pick and choose from. I'd be happy to show you guys in more detail if you're interested. But that's kind of the end of the Digioh demo. And there's a full conversion team behind every sale, so you get access to us. And then I want to ask you guys if you want to sign up for a free one-on-one. Everyone that attended this webinar, I'm offering a free one-on-one consulting session with me. I won't be really selling my product. We'll just be going over your entire website. If there is a fit, obviously I'm going to suggest Digioh, but there might not be. We can go over your marketing goals. This could be at conferences. This could be at on like Yelp.com. This I've seen it all. So feel free to sign up for a free one-on-one marketing consulting session with me. We'll go over your conversions out of your existing traffic. So I'll ask you, where are your existing, what's currently working, and how we can maybe double that. We've worked with a little over 1,000 customers at this point, so we can probably figure out who your competitors are and what they're doing. Maybe if they're more successful than you or less. We can talk about web marketing trends, and the list is endless. So it's a free. Anyone that attended this webinar gets a free consulting session with me.